RFID Asset and Equipment Tracking in Healthcare, presented by Aman Najjar, Rosalind Roach, Jeanette Ruvalcaba, and Jennifer Scobie. In this presentation, we will be covering the overview, why RFID, recommendations, justification, alternatives, implementation, benefits, conclusion, and references. What is RFID? Radio frequency identification, or RFID, is a technology that can be used to track multiple objects in a location. It uses electromagnetic frequencies to send signals to tracking antennas that return the signal. The information can be tracked through handheld devices or through a computerized database that is in a central location. This technology can be used to track personnel, equipment, medications, or patients. There are two types of RFID tracking systems. Active RFID tags use battery power to broadcast radio frequencies to the reader. The reader then sends this data to the server. Active RFIDs can broadcast over distances that are best suited for equipment that travels. An example of this type of equipment would be ventilators that are stored in one area of the hospital but are put into use in multiple locations. These systems are larger and tend to be more expensive. Passive RFID tags do not require batteries or maintenance and are less expensive. They are powered by the reader through the tag, which transmits data back to the reader. Data is then sent from the reader to a server. Passive RFID tags are best suited for items that remain close to the reader. An example of this type of situation would be using passive tags for IV pumps that do not leave a designated area. Uses in healthcare. RFID technology can be used to track a multitude of assets, including people, such as staff and patients, equipment and computers, such as portable X-ray machines and workstations on wheels, and medications and supplies. There are many industries that use RFID technology. Retail services, commercial services, and healthcare services are predicted to be the top 3 fastest growing sectors to employ RFID technology. Each year, hospitals spend thousands of dollars in lost equipment. This cost is related to the actual loss of the equipment, as well as the thousands of wasted man-hours that are spent searching for equipment. Traditionally, individuals are tasked with wandering around large institutions to retrieve equipment that has been left in the wrong location. Manual tracking of such equipment proves to be cumbersome and riddled with human error. In multiple hospital systems, the supply chain usually includes equipment sharing among hospitals. If the equipment cannot be found, it cannot be shared. This can lead to increased costs due to the need to rent required equipment from outside agencies. Decreasing cost is a driver of any industry. Healthcare is continuously evolving to decrease the cost of the organization, which ultimately decreases the cost to the patient. Studies have been conducted to determine what is the cost savings of RFID and if the cost of the system is worth the savings. In 2015, Santa Clara Valley Medical Center reported that 383 pieces of equipment had gone missing between 2010 and 2014. The estimated value of the missing equipment reached $11 million. In a pilot study conducted by the United States Air Force, an estimated $500,000 in labor savings was achieved simply because individuals were not wasting time looking for equipment. The extra time added to increased productivity in important tasks. The U.S. Air Force also reported a significant decrease in the use of rented or contracted equipment used with better equipment management. In 2016, United Memorial Medical Center in Batavia, New York, launched an investigation into missing equipment and found that as much as $50,000 in missing equipment was for sale on eBay. The time. The time of hospital workers is valuable. It is best spent giving optimal care to patients to produce optimal outcomes. However, Missing equipment that is needed for patient care must be found before care can be provided. A survey conducted by the Nursing Times found that the time nurses spent looking for equipment equilibrates to approximately 1 week per month. This also contributes to delayed procedures for which equipment must be located. The U.S. Air Force estimated a labor savings of 16,000 staff hours with the use of RFID technology. Other factors. In addition to the direct time and money cost of equipment tracking, other factors have also been improved. For example, the amount of human error in tracking equipment manually is reduced by having the computer collect and retrieve the data. When equipment is properly located and returned, it also decreases the amount of unnecessary replacement expenses. This in turn decreases the amount of overbuying that occurs. Proper tracking also improves the sharing capability of large hospital systems. The U.S. Air Force has piloted programs to determine how many different areas in which RFID can be used to improve efficiency and decrease cost. Among them was the use of RFID tags on patient bracelets to track patients in the hospital. This data was used to calculate treatment in times and ultimately improve efficiency in patient care. We recommend RFID because of its ability to quickly locate critical assets and eliminate human errors from data collection. The implementation of RFID will improve error reduction at point of care, real-time tracking, cost efficiency, and accountability. Advantages for a recommendation include RFID tags allowing real-time asset tracking and location. This allows a better utilization of the employee's time. All of the information that is transmitted from RFID tags to the system is accurate and complete. The use of items from inventory that are damaged or out of date should also decrease. RFID tags are more durable and reusable than other identification systems. The RFID tags are less sensitive to adverse conditions such as dust, chemicals, and physical damage. In order to make sure RFID tags remain secure and comply with HIPAA regulations, the information transmitted from the RFID tag has the ability to be encrypted. It is also more difficult to replicate an RFID tag if it is recognized in the hospital system. One of the RFID's biggest advantages is having the ability to read many tags simultaneously. The automatic reading of the tags reduces any time delay and inaccuracies in inventory. The power of RFID. In this figure 3.1, it shows how RFID can improve any organization and all of the issues that could be solved by using the RFID system. The issues include internal pressures, cost drivers, external pressures, and revenue drivers. The RFID is able to solve the issues listed by data accuracy and integrity, cost-effective capture of data, item history with the item, no line of sight required, and end-to-end visibility. Disadvantages. The cost of the RFID system depends on the type of tag being purchased. The initial cost to deploy the passive solution can range from $8,100 to $25,600. Most initial deployments are high at the start of the implementation, and the RFID tags have the ability to pay for itself over time. Security and privacy issues may occur if an unauthorized person reads or writes on data stored from the transmitted tags. A solution would be to make sure all the tags are encrypted and everyone is properly trained in HIPAA guidelines and regulations. The RFID system may take 6 to 12 months to deploy. The time it takes to initiate is due to testing and custom software development. Signal collision is also a possible disadvantage. that occurs when attempting to read several tags at the same time. To prevent the signal collision, anti-collision algorithms may be applied at an extra cost. Weighing the alternative can and will demonstrate the value and reduction in cost from RFID. Furthermore, analyzing the benefits and discourse of the alternative. In the end, is the alternative better or worse than RFID? Advantages of Zebra DSHC healthcare scanners. While barcoding can't scan multiple items at the same time, it offers more accuracy and reliability compared with RFID. Since a barcode scanner captures each barcode individually, you don't have to worry about accidentally scanning more items than intended. Giving healthcare employees a peace of mind is crucial. The Zebra DCHC healthcare scanners have the ability to scan 1D, 2D, or PDF 417 barcodes. This scanner is ideal for patient admissions, medication administration, specimen collection, blood product administration, patient identification, and electronic healthcare record access. On the surface, RFID seems like the clear choice. It can scan multiple items at once, whereas barcoding requires a person to physically scan each item individually. But if RFID is truly more efficient, why hasn't it replaced barcoding entirely? RFID has its limitations, and so does barcoding. Disadvantages of Zebra DSHC healthcare scanners. HC scanners must have a 123 Scan 2 and Scanner Management Services, also known as SMS. Barcoding scanning offers less security than RFID. RFID has a higher bandwidth, whereas barcode scanners do not operate on frequencies. Barcode scanning ranges in from 2.5 feet to 60 feet, whereas RFID deals with frequencies 125 kHz to 2.45 GHz. Radio frequency identification cost varies considerably and is dependent on application, size of the installation, selected system, and etc. Due to the variance in cost, most companies do not quote prices. However, there is a range of cost. To select an efficient and effective system for an individual company, there are some things that should be evaluated and considered. It is important to know that quantity can significantly reduce the cost of one RFID. In addition to the cost of the RFID tags and readers, RFID implementation is significantly more expensive and complex than a barcoding system. So how does this work? To distinguish the distribution of frequency, it is done on a particular schedule. Let's take a look at how the signal is detected and moves from one point to the next. An RFID system requires careful planning, along with a clear understanding of the technology capabilities and limitations. Unlike basic barcoding, where you can plug your USB scanner into your computer and get started, RFID is best implemented in stages. RFID cost analysis. The components of RFID systems are tags and readers. Tags consist of silicon microchips and antennas that receive or emit radio frequencies, depending on whether the tag is active or passive. Passive tags cost 10 cents and 50 cents per tag. Lacks a power source, has 2 kilobytes of data, and is used in short-range situations. Active tags possess an internal power source and continuously transmits and receives signals farther than 3 meters. Active tags cost 50 cents and $50 per tag, has 2 kilobytes to 128 kilobytes of data, and is used for the tracking of expensive medical assets. The RFID handheld readers offer consistency and functionality. The cost varies from $1,554.84 to $1,817.81 per device. RFID can be fixed or portable. Portable or mobile can be installed or carried almost anywhere. Due to the high cost of handheld readers, the scope of accuracy, speed, and the return on investment is high in RFID systems. Readers communicate with a tag which contains digital information. The scope of this device works by radio signal through the antenna to the tag. The tag then responds to the radio wave and the data can be read from the chip to the tag. One thing else to consider when deciding if barcoding is better are with barcode printing supplies. Barcode printing supplies may seem like a simple part of your business. However, using the wrong ones can have far-reaching implications. What starts as a relatively small issue can quickly escalate into larger problems, and unscannable labels can result into chargebacks, costly fines, and increased expenses. With this knowledge in a healthcare setting to have a precise device that can minimize errors, this is why RFID are more effective than barcode scanning. RFID cost analysis. Retained medical assets left inside a patient leads to infections that increase cost of care. Therefore, an RFID tracked asset in operating room (OR) saves on the cost of clinical time and extended cares. For example, in the OR, an asset misplacement at the end of a procedure can cost $150 to $400 per minute of clinical time for the staff to locate before completing the procedure. RFID, return on investment. Shimane Hospital in Japan performs 6,000 surgeries annually, and they found that managing assets via RFID per operation is shortened from 150 minutes to 50 minutes, an annual savings of hundreds of thousands of dollars. Similarly, Riggs Hospital in Denmark conducts about 75,000 surgeries annually, found a savings of 31,000 hours a year in operating room procedures. RFID, return on investment. It is estimated that a typical hospital is unable to locate about 15% to 20% of its assets. This leads to increased purchases, expenditures, and no control throughout the network. Therefore, placing RFID devices on medical assets employees can locate assets throughout the hospital. For example, in 2013, preventable medical errors accounted for 210,000 to 400,000 deaths per year due to transfusion bag misplacement. Therefore, integrating RFID into such medical assets saves time. Conclusion. Healthcare organizations spend countless hours and dollars on lost equipment. These resources would be better spent on patient care. RFID technology can alleviate hospital administration of the burden of missing equipment. The use of RFID tracking improves resource utilization, decreases the use of damaged and out-of-date equipment, and saves organizations time and money. RFID tags and equipment, while initially costly, are durable and have the ability to gather and send complete, secure, and centrally located information for ease of use. With the amount of money recovered in saved time and equipment, RFID systems have an approximate return on investment time of 6 months. The use of RFID technology is recommended to save organizations time and money by tracking equipment to reduce loss, theft, and expiration. Thank you for your time and attention. We hope you enjoyed our presentation.